should be starting.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Allison, and we would like to thank you so much for attending this overview of the Department of Social Services Public Assistance Programs. We know that you might have some experience with our agency, but we don't know how much experience you might have. So we wanted to plan this session to kind of go over some basics of our different programs and how to apply for our programs. And then finally, how to use our online website. And then we'll discuss how we're doing meeting the needs of the citizens of the state of Connecticut. So what we wanted to do was start with our mission and vision, because currently in the state of Connecticut, nearly 1 out of every 4 citizens are getting help from DSS. And based on these numbers, it is critically important that we focus on the needs of Connecticut and Connecticut's residents. So our mission is, along with our partners, we provide person-centered programs and services to enhance the well-being of individuals, families, and communities. Our vision is that, guided by our shared belief in human potential, we envision a Connecticut where all have the opportunity to be healthy, secure, and thriving. And this is our business model. So we have had the same DSS offices since 2003. However, we changed our business model in 2013 to better meet the needs of our customers. Under our current business model, we have 3 main functions to better facilitate customer service. All 12 field offices have a service center, and service centers are available so clients can walk in, request services, and be seen directly by DSS staff. And then in addition, all 12 field offices have processing centers. This is kind of like the behind the scenes area where the staff focus solely on the work of the agency. Finally, we have 3 benefit centers located in Bridgeport, New Britain, and Waterbury. And we'll talk a bit more about the benefit centers later. So before I go into our benefit centers, I just wanted to highlight where all of our field offices are located. Our field offices are located in Bridgeport, Danbury, Greater Hartford, Manchester, Middletown, New Britain, New Haven, Norwich, Stamford, Torrington, and Waterbury. I'm sorry, Waterbury and Willimantic, I apologize. And our all of our benefit centers are open from 8:30 to 4, and our field offices are open from 8 to 4 currently. Sorry, just give me one moment here. And with our field offices, they are now available for the pickup and drop off of applications, forms, filling out applications and forms on site, general information, questions and answers, picking up of EBT cards, income verifications, and there's also drop boxes available. But we do want to keep in mind that there's no in-person assistance available in our offices right now. So you can't go in for an interview or to have somebody sit down with you to process your documents. And this is due to the pandemic and the safety guidelines. And we ask that if you're coming into our office that you wear a mask and that you observe social distancing rules. And if you need more information on where our offices are located, you can go to our website, which is ct.gov/DSS. So to start our overview of the programs, we wanted to start with the largest program that we administer, which is SNAP. And so SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and it was formerly known as food stamps. SNAP is a federally funded nutrition program that helps low-income individuals and families purchase food. So if you buy and purchase your food with somebody and you're living with them, then you have to be on SNAP benefits together. And again, you are living with the person, you're buying and cooking food, even if you're not related, you would be on benefits together. And then closely related people, such as those that you're married to, your children, all have to be on SNAP benefits together. We look at different things such as your expenses, and your rent, your utility bills, if you have medical bills, and even childcare deductions to help qualify or increase what your benefits may be eligible for. And your benefits are always issued by EBT card, which is the gray Connect card. So SNAP has a generous income limit, which is currently set at 185% of the federal poverty level. Along with an increased income limit, the federal government removed a secondary net test as well as an asset test. We do have some individuals that do have to go through these tests though. Households that are comprised of only individuals that are elderly or disabled can actually have more than 185% of the federal poverty level in income, but they still have to go through a net income test, which is the comparison after all deductions are allowed. And we also have an asset test for those individuals that are over 185% of the poverty line. We want to just let everybody know that our income limits are changing in October. So if you think you may fall within our income limits, please feel free to apply for the benefits and we can let you know what you'd be eligible for. Another large program that DSS administers are our medical programs. So we do have two different types of medical programs. We have those that are determined by Access Health, and those are determined by DSS. So we're going to go through both of those, a little bit about both of those. Just briefly about the programs administered by DSS, we do have the, by Access Health. We do have the website up there, as well as the phone number if you do need to call Access Health. Their number is 855-805-4325. And the programs that Access Health administers is Husky A, which would be for parents and caretakers, children and pregnant women. Husky B, which would be for individuals whose children are over the income limits for Husky A. So it's only for children. And then Husky D is for adults without dependents who are over the age of 19. Now, DSS still works directly with the Husky C programs, which are those for those who are disabled or aged. So there are many parts of Medicaid that are processed with Access Health, but the one that remains solely with DSS is Medicaid for people that are either elderly or disabled. So for Medicaid, elderly is considered 65 or older. Individuals who are disabled are between the ages of 18 to 64 and are still part of our direct administration. We also want to point out that disability is determined by receipt of Social Security benefits, either SSI or SSDI, or you can be disabled per our DSS internal review system. And the Medicaid program is based on assets and income limits. So in order to qualify, your assets must be below $1,600 for an individual or $2,400 for a married couple. We usually exclude one home property. We do not put a lien on your home, and one vehicle is normally excluded from the asset limits. We would look at additional vehicles or additional homes if you do have them. Part of our Husky C programs are the MedConnect programs for individuals with disabilities. The MedConnect program for individuals with disabilities allow those with disabilities to be employed and earn income and still be eligible for medical assistance with us. What's nice about this program is that it does have higher income and asset limits than regular Husky C programs. And it also is known as an SO5, so you may hear people talking about that. So part of Husky C is something called a spend down. Now, spend downs are kind of complicated, so we wanted to go over them in case you apply for Husky C and you do have a spend down. And basically, the spend down is when a client is over the income limit, but you meet all the other asset requirements for the program. And a spend down, again, you're over the income limit, but you meet all the other requirements. And it's similar to a deductible like you would have with your car or homeowner's insurance. A person must, in fact, spend down the amount in which they're over the income limit before medical coverage can start. DSS uses 6-month spend down periods. And we count the excess income for 1 month and multiply that by 6, and that's how we get your spend down amount. And in order to be eligible for a spend down, you must incur 6 months in medical expenses and submit the bills. The bills can be either paid or unpaid. So again, incurring the bills is different than actually having to pay them. You just have to provide proof to us that you do have medical expenses. And spend downs can be large, they can be small. It all varies individually based on the client. Another program that we administer is the Medicare Savings Program. The Medicare Savings Program is when DSS will pay your Medicare Part B premium each month. And also you may be covered with your copays and deductibles for different services that you might have. In order to be eligible for our Medicare Savings Program, you have to be a Connecticut resident and you have to be Medicare Part A eligible as well. You have to either be a U.S. citizen or legally in the United States for 5 years and fall under our income limits. Medicare Savings Program is funded by Medicaid, but it is not a full Medicaid program. So if you're on Medicare and this is a program that you are interested in, it is different from Husky and the full Husky Medicaid programs. So given that, we just wanted to talk about the difference between Medicare and Medicaid. So Medicare is a federally funded program, usually by Social Security, and it's administered for those individuals over the age of 65 who are disabled, excuse me. So those over the age of 65 automatically go on Medicare, whereas for Medicaid, you have to go through a means tested system. So your income and your assets are looked at, which is different than Medicare. Anybody who's 65 or disabled automatically goes on that. Whereas with Medicaid, you have to meet the requirements of the program. And Medicaid is funded jointly at the state and federal levels, and it is administered by the Department of Social Services. We also wanted to add that we do long-term supports and services. So if you're in need of like a home care aid or you're in a nursing facility, Husky C and the Medicaid would also cover those types of services. Along with our medical programs, we also have cash assistance programs, and there are specific programs for families, specific programs for individuals who are elderly or disabled, and even those for single adults. And at this point, we do just want to touch upon the fact that for all of our programs, veterans benefits are considered countable income. So if you are on VA benefits, we would use that income to determine what you are eligible for. And again, all of our programs have specific income limits and guidelines. So if you apply and you're looking for services, we will definitely let you know what those income limits are. And so for families, we have the temporary family assistance, which is TANF. We have the Elderly or Disabled Adults Program, which is state supplement. And we have the cash program for those without children, which is Saga Cash. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about state supplement and Saga Cash. So the cash assistance program for those with disabilities or over the age of 65 is called state supplement, or AABD, which is aid for the aged, blind, disabled, or state supplement for the aged, blind, and disabled. So you can qualify for this program if you're elderly, over the age of 65, if you're blind, and this can be at any age, if you're disabled, but you would have to be between the ages of 18 to 64 and on Social Security benefits, or DSS can determine you disabled. And you also have to have some sort of income. So you either have to be on Social Security, have a VA pension, be on Social Security, SSA benefits, SSI, SSDI, have a pension. And this cash assistance also comes built in with Husky C medical insurance. So what if you are not, if you don't have children, you're not elderly or disabled? There is another type of cash program that we offer, and that's called Saga Cash. So Saga Cash helps those with low income who do not qualify for other programs. But the difference with Saga Cash is that it has very strict eligibility requirements, and it does need an interview, and that can be completed in person or in person once our offices reopen again, or by phone. So because Saga is for individuals that are not elderly or disabled, it is sometimes called the program of last resort. And like AABD, or the Age, Blind, and Disabled Cash, it is federally funded, it is funded directly with the DSS budget without any federal reimbursement. It's one of our smaller programs. And the reason for this is because it is difficult to qualify for the program. And usually it's considered a temporary assistance because you wouldn't be able to maintain a normal kind of earnings from this program. So if you qualify for the benefit, you would get a benefit of $55 per month if you have no shelter expenses, or if you're residing in an emergency shelter because you're homeless. You would get a benefit of $219 a month if there are shelter expenses, or if you've been found unemployable by our medical review team for 6 months or more. And again, shelter expenses include any obligation to pay rent or utilities. So even if you have to pay $50 or just a phone bill or a utility bill, we would definitely count that as a shelter expense for you. So in order to qualify for Saga, you must meet one of these employability tests. Again, you do not need to meet all of these requirements. So you have to be unable to work for 6 months or more, 2 to 6 months, excuse me, and have a recent work history. You would have to be unable to work for 6 months or more. You wouldn't need to have a work history, but we would need a medical review. You would have to be under the age of 16 and emancipated by a court, age 65 or older and have no other sources of income, age 55 or older and have worked less than 6 months in the last 5 years, a full-time high school student, usually over the ages of 18, caring for an incapacitated spouse or child, caring for a child under the age of 2, or a VISTA volunteer. And it's important to note with Saga, for some of these employability tests, you would also have to apply for Social Security and have a pending Social Security application. So now that we've talked a little bit about our programs, let's talk about the general application process. So in order to apply for benefits, there's a few different ways that you can do so. The first way would be to go online to our website, which is connect, connect.ct.gov. You can mail a completed W-1E, which is our application for programs, or a W-1 QMB for the Medicare Savings Program to our P.O. Box in Manchester, which is P.O. Box 1320. Or if you were looking for long-term supports and services, you would fill out a W-1 LTC and send that to the appropriate application center. And as you can see on the page there are links to our website, as well as the website in which you would find out where to send the long-term supports and services app. And if you have questions, as always, we always say that you can call our benefit center and get some more information. So our benefit center number is 855-626-6632. We cannot take applications over the phone, but we can advise you on how to complete the application. We can mail you an application, and we can try to walk you through the online website to apply online. So speaking of our online website, what we wanted to focus on for the next part of the presentation is our online accounts for our website. So the My Account, our online service, is the best way to manage your services with the Department of Social Services as of right now. So it gives you 24/7 access to your benefits. You would create an online account with a secure user ID and password. And once linked to your client ID number, you can provide benefit details, a status of documents submitted. You can submit applications, renewals, changes, periodic report forms for your SNAP benefits. And you can also provide us documents that are needed. You also have the option to print benefit summary letters, which are known as budget sheets. And it says here that DSS receives submissions the same day, but normally it takes about 24 to 48 hours for us to be able to see the submission, depending on what time of the day you submit something online. So to create a My Account, it's very easy. You would go to our website, which is connect.ct.gov, and click on the Create an Account option in the My Account box. We're going to talk about this a lot, but we want to remind you, if you're creating an account, to please associate your case. So if you don't already have a client ID number, you can go back and associate later. But if you know your client ID number, it's best to associate your case from the beginning so you can access all of your information. And again, as I discussed on the last slide, you can apply for benefits, renew your benefits, upload documents, check benefit details, check document status. So if you did mail something in or upload something to us, you can check that online. You can also switch to paperless notices if you do have the option to do that, if you do want the option to do that. And then you can also generate a budget letter. And it's important to note that your email address can only be used once with a My Account. So if you already have an account, you can call our technical support team, which we'll get to in a minute, and they'll be able to unlock that for you. So this right here is a screenshot of our website, and we just wanted to point out where you would go to complete the option to create an account. So where this red circle is, you would go to, again, the My Account section of the website, right under Access Now. It'll say, if you're new to Connect, create an account. And again, this is just a quick overview of what our website looks like. So how to get started. So creating an account, it can be a little difficult at first, but we definitely recommend doing it because it has so many different benefits to it. So you would click on the Create an Account link, which is on the main landing page, as we showed in the previous slide. Your registration page would appear. You would enter your first and last name. An email address is optional, but it's usually best, especially if you want to go with the paperless option from us. You would create unique username and password, and you would select 4 secret questions and answer them. And when you're done, you always want to make sure you save it or you click user acceptance. And again, if you do have a client ID number, you want to associate that to the case that you've created online. And if you have technical support issues with anything online, you can go to our technical support team and contact them at 877-874-1612. So once you've created your online account, one of the things that you can do on there is completing an online renewal. So if you have an account and it's been associated to your client ID number and you're within 45 days of a renewal due date, you will see a link on your My Account homepage that will give you the option to complete your renewal. And I'll show you a bigger version of this in a minute. As I mentioned, and we'll mention again, I'm sure, it is important to always use your client ID number with your case online because, again, you can see so much more information once you have your case associated. And again, so much more you can do online. This is a little screenshot of what our website looks like once you've signed in online. As you can see on the top of the page, there is case information. So it'll show your name, your address, your client ID number. If you want to report changes, it'll give you the option to report changes. If you're due for a renewal, it'll give you the option to complete your renewal. And then you can also go to your benefit summary and see what you're eligible for, when your benefits are due for a renewal, if you wanted to know that. And then if you click on the blue, the magnifying glass under the blue headings here, you would be able to also access the budget letter. And at the very top of the page, you do have the option to mail your documents to DSS. So if you wanted to send something to us, you weren't able to get it uploaded online, it will print out a cover sheet for you to mail to us. And if you didn't want to create an account and you just wanted to apply for benefits, in the middle box of our website, there is a section that says apply for benefits. You would click on apply now, right in the middle there. And when you're applying for benefits, we ask that you always do your best to fill out the application to the best of your ability. If you're unable to complete the application because of a disability, the most important thing to remember is to always put at least your demographic information, your name, your address, your phone number, your date of birth, your social security number. If you can fill out at least that information, we'll be able to get your application completed for you. And you would just have to have a signature on the application, which if you're completing that online, you would be able to sign it electronically. One of the benefits of completing your application online is that you would get an online submission ID number. And that submission ID number is your confirmation number that your submission went through. So one of the things people always say is, you know, their mail gets lost or things go missing when they send it to the scanning center. So this is a great way to keep track of what you've done. And now you have a confirmation number that what you submitted was actually submitted to us. So again, if you apply online, you'll have a receipt of the date and the time it was submitted, and it is transmitted directly into the DSS system. There's no time for scanning or any mailing process, and an application ID is provided. So you can give us a call after you've completed your application within 24 to 48 hours and give us that online submission ID number, and we can take a look at your case. And then once you start an application online, you can always go save it and return back to the questions. And there's verifications that can be uploaded, and we'll go more into that in a moment. Next. Sorry, we're just having some technical difficulties here. Let's see. Okay, so another option, sorry, the PowerPoint stopped working there for a second. So the other options that you can do online are complete periodic report forms. So there's going to be a section of your online account that says periodic report forms, and you can actually go into the account right there and complete that. You also have the option to report a change, and that'll be on the very top of the website. It'll say report a change, and you'll click on the blue link to do that. And then again, you also have the option to complete a budget sheet. So when you do that, there will be an option, magnifying glass, and you would click on the magnifying glass for each benefit that you want. And you would be able to print out budget sheets that are needed for HUD and different housing associations and programs. And then the most important feature that we have is the option to upload documents. So when you've completed an application or a renewal and you have to submit pay stubs or your bank account information to us, you do have the option to upload it directly to our website. And what you would need to do is complete an online renewal or application or change reporting first. And once you've done that, when it gives you your online submission ID number, there's going to be a section of the of that page that pops up that says submit documents online. It will then give you the option to browse your computer and locate a file that's already on your computer to then upload to us. And with our documents, when you upload different things to us, it's very important that you go through and complete the you change the documents into a PDF file, because it will not allow you to upload any other documents like a JPEG or a Word document. It has to be in a PDF file. And there are several how-to videos that you can access on our website. So directly on the website, there is a blue link underneath the option to mail documents. You can click on the how-to videos there, or you can go to http://portal, portal.ct.gov/DSS and search for how-to videos. There's also the option on the main page of our Connect website to mail your documents to DSS. So if you are looking at the website, on the right-hand side are the blue boxes to apply and to access your account. But on the left-hand side, underneath the big picture, there's going to be an option that says mail documents to DSS. So from that point, you would be able to mail your documents directly to DSS and create a cover sheet, so that way your cover sheet can be associated with your case, and we won't lose your documents. It'll get coded directly to your case, and we'll be able to access them easily. So aside from using our website, another way that you can access our services are through the phone. So we have an IVR system. Our toll-free number is 855-6-CONNECT, CONNECT, or that number is 855-626-6632. And the client information line is an automated system, an IVR system. You can create a PIN number, which would be different than your EBT card PIN number. This is just for the phone. And you can check your benefit status. You can review your benefits online. You can monitor documents. And in order to create a PIN, you would need your client ID number, the date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your social security number. And when you access our phone system, you also have the option to speak with a representative. So if you're not getting the information that you want from the automated system, follow the prompts to speak with a representative. And we are very excited to announce that we do have some new options to help better serve our clients. So we are going to have the option to get directly in touch with our long-term supports and services department if you need to get in touch with our TFA department or our community options department. And to improve customer service experience, we're also going to have a callback option. So instead of waiting on hold to speak with one of us, you can choose the callback option and your spot will be reserved through our virtual hold technology, and you'll receive a call back when it's your turn to speak with an eligibility services worker. So in closing, we want to thank you so much for coming to today's presentation. I know it was a lot of information that we covered, but really this is just a brief overview of what we do and our services that we offer. And again, we serve up to 1 million people, so we are doing the best that we can to get to everything as timely and as quick as we possibly can. Our services are delivered through our 12 field offices. You can go to the office to pick up documents if you need to, or ask quick questions and see somebody face to face once we're back up and running fully. But you do also have the option to complete things online or through our phone. So it's important to give you all of these options, especially right now going through a pandemic. We want to make sure that you know the available features that our systems have, so you don't have to come to the office or you don't have to rely on the mail. And we would just like, again, to thank you so much for coming today. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you, Allison and Michelle, and we'll open it up for questions. I don't see any questions in the chat or hands up, but we'll wait a little bit and see what people.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. And I apologize about the PowerPoint stopping. I think my co-presenter, Michelle, might have had some computer issues, so it stopped going through. So I apologize about that.
Well, you got most of it, so that.
Yes.
Well, I don't know whether you want to just end the recording or wait a little more.
Sure.
I don't think there's any questions that are coming in, but.
Okay. So I'll end the recording, but I'll stay on for a couple minutes just to be sure.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I'll end it now. Thank you.
Perfect.